Hello, I am Carrie and I am back with another collective reading. And today's Earth Day, so I wanted to do a message from Mother Earth. First, I just want to say thank you so much for liking, subscribing. Thank you for watching these videos and leaving your comments. Okay, so this is interesting because I don't know if I've ever read from Mother Earth before, or if I have, it's just been so long ago that I don't remember what it feels like. But it just feels so many things here in these simple cards. And I'm just gonna get started first on how whenever I was pulling these cards, I was just kind of coughing. It was like a release of, it kind of reminded me of soot, of like negative energy, just like coughing it out and like, okay, hey, you're talking to me, all right. I haven't spoken to the people in a while. That was the kind of energy I was feeling when I shuffled these cards. So I don't know, is Mother Earth someone that you all talk to on a normal basis? Or if you read cards, do you read cards from Mother Earth or ask the Earth how she feels? I cannot say that I do. It's not something I do regularly. But I went ahead and pulled these cards and I just basically asked if Mother Earth, like if we had a conversation with her, what would she want to tell us? And I'm telling you, so many different messages came through, but I'm going to do my best to give this reading in a like clear, concise form and not like just random just messages popping up everywhere. So I got these cards from the Earth Magic deck, Oracle deck. I haven't used this one in a while. This is one of the decks that I've had for a while. I don't normally use it, but I'm glad I have it. So let's just start with the top row. We have clouds, shape-shifting, stone people, vigilance, tree, grounding, new moon, and promise. When I started looking at these cards, I was like, oh, Mother Earth, she's got a message for us. She's talking about like the world and how it works. And when I think about the Earth, it's like, yes, the Earth, she's old compared to us, like we've been living on this Earth, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 years, but she's been around 4.6 billion years. So she knows some things. And I think that's the perspective that we're getting here. We're seeing like this really zoomed out, this really like overall general, like, hey, I know you guys think that right now is tumultuous. I know right now you think that things are really scary, but just understand this is how things go, is basically what she's saying. We start over here with clouds and shape shifting. I mean, think about clouds. There's clouds in the sky, but they don't really just sit there in the same spot in the same shape all the time. They're continuously changing and moving and shifting, but they're still clouds. They still have the same function and form, like, well, not form, because we have all kinds of clouds, right? Like these are the big fat puffy clouds. We have those ones that are like elongated and thin. I forgot my cloud names. I know y'all know the cloud names. But we have all kinds of clouds basically. We even have things like fog that are lower to the ground. But you can classify them all as clouds, and they function by like bringing moisture here and there, taking it, collecting it, raining it down somewhere else. They have their own function, but they are continuously moving and shaping and shifting, and they look different. If you're staring up at the clouds and you see a person, and 2 seconds later it's morphed into a bunny, and you know what I mean? Like, you just, if you ever cloud watch. Anyway, I think that what she's saying right now is that, change is inevitable. Change is what I do. This is my function. I create, I change, I move, I shake. Like, that's how the world works, is what I'm hearing. That's being clarified by the Knight of Pentacles. And again, the Knight of Pentacles in Tarot is one of the slowest moving cards. The Knight takes his time. He gets it right. That type of energy. Like, I'm not rushing into anything. I'm just slow and steady, doing what I need to do. Step 1, step 2, step 3. I'm not skipping. I'm not jumping. I'm not running. I'm just doing it. And that's what I see from this, like, energy of Mother Earth. She's just like, look at me. I'm over here shifting and shifting and moving. Like, don't feel that you can stop this change and transformation. This is what I do. That's what I'm getting. And then we have stone people next. Vigilance. This is interesting. I got so many messages from this card. One of the ones being like, build your house on solid ground. Build your house in places where you know that you can survive all of this moving and shaking and change, basically. Understand that the change is going to continue to go on, so you humans should probably build your house in a place where change has already occurred, have been occurring for many years. So maybe in a more stable, grounded place. But even if I look at this image of stone people vigilance, I see these mountains. They have been worn down. They've been through it. They're still standing, but they have been through it over millions and millions of years, however old these mountains are. So they may have been really tall in the sky, and they may have been more complete. But as the water and the winds and the rain and all the things that have been occurring to it, even like tectonic things happening, they've broken apart. You see all the little cracks. You see where the water's been falling down. You see, basically, it's not as big as it used to be. And so if you're thinking about building your house on solid ground, you're going to be thinking about building your house somewhere that's more inland, that's literally stable, not a lot of things going on, like not on the fault line. That's one of the messages, like a very direct way of looking at this. But honestly, the message that I really feel like she has for us is about like putting our house on things that matter, and our house being our lives, like the way that we live and the way that we move about this world. Make sure it is based on things that really and truly matter, and not like superficial things, shallow things, things that are not going to matter, 2 years from now, let alone 6 months from now, let alone 10 years from now. Like, what's really and truly important? And I'm not just saying to you, but I'm talking about as a person, as a human being on this earth. What is actually important to you? Like, those are the things that you should be making sure are forefront in your mind, and that you're actually putting your energy towards, aka building your house towards. That's being clarified by the Six of Swords. This energy of moving on. This lady's got one suitcase. What would be in your one suitcase? What's the things that are actually important to you? Like, we got a lot of stuff. I got a TV, I got a refrigerator, I got some crystals, I got clothes, but like, I can't take it all with me. What would be in my one suitcase? And that's what I'm seeing Mother Earth is talking about. It's like, focus. You human people, you have so many things that you're concerned and focused on, but what is it that really and truly matters? Those are the things that you will be taking with you, that you will be spending your time on, that you will be focusing your energy on. Like, sometimes the things that are most important to us are the things that we don't even focus on, and that we don't give the time of our day. I'm just thinking sometimes about our best friends, and how our best friends are the people we see the least, but we rely on that, the relationship that has built over time to be the thing that keeps us together. But imagine getting to spend the most time with the people and the things, and the doing the things that we love most, instead of like it being just a special treat. Like, no, I want to be around my friends all the time. I want to eat my favorite meals. I don't want to have to, I don't know, wear my outfit on only a special occasion. This is my favorite dress. I'm going to wear this all the time. I'm not going to sit and save it. It's kind of like the things that really matter to you. And I'm thinking about Marie Kondo's Spark Joy. Like, that's the stuff that you'll be taking with you through all of life's ups and downs, lefts and rights, through all the shape shifting that life has to bring us. Those are the things that are important. It's kind of like Mother Earth has already learned these lessons, and she's passing them on to us. Imagine being a new baby Earth, and you really liking your surface that's fully covered in water, fully covered in liquid. There's no land, and then land starts to come, and her being like, wait, but I liked my liquid surface. Now I got this land. It's not cute anymore. And then more land starts to come, and then more land starts to come, and she's having to like basically accept life as it is, and accept the things as they are. And maybe she's accepting, like, okay, this is how I'm gonna be changing. I'm gonna continuously change. There's gonna be more land on my surface than I'm used to. And now look, some of that land is now going back into the ocean. So now that's even changing too. It's basically saying nothing's stable. But if I zoom out and stop worrying about the looks and how things used to be, and I actually focus on, look, I still got my other planets around me. I got my homie sun right there. I don't know. I don't know what it's like to be Mother Earth. But she's basically saying focus on the things that are important, like really and truly important, and putting your energy into those things rather than the things that are fleeting. It's just going to bring you so much more joy. And then we have Tree Grounding and Queen of Swords. I love this. Tree grounding. But look at this tree. We see the tree in the sky, and we see the like the reflection of it in the water, but it also looks like it could be the tree's roots. So it's like the roots and the tree, those are both equal. Like they're both equally important, and we both get to see that they look, I mean, they look the exact same because this is a reflection. But if we assume that it is the tree's roots, then the roots and the top of the tree are equal, like they have equal importance. And I want to say that's what she's trying to say. Like, as much as we want to grow and change and be different and do different things, we need to also make sure that we are being grounded in the things that actually matter to us, like who we are. So an example of this for me is I let's see, I grew up in Georgia. So the things that I have grew up learning and understanding, even like at your root chakra. So I'm talking about um gosh, what are the root chakra things? We're talking about food, we're talking about survival, we're talking about, love, like all of those things that you learned as a child. And then when you grow up and you start learning more worldly things like mathematics, we'll say math is worldly, like calculus, like you're learning more interesting in different concepts, even like the concept of sustainability and conservation. You might not have necessarily learned those things, at least not in name, when you grew up or you were a child, but now that you're getting older, like you're learning that there are more important, different things. But those things that you learned as a child, like those simple things that you learn, like, okay, this, I need to eat 3 times a day, or however many times you like to eat it per day. I need to take a shower so I can clean my body. Like I need to do, like all of those basic, simple things that you learn are equally as important as these new concepts that you're also integrating into your life. Because you cannot just, choose to be someone who collects knowledge and information but does not like wash themselves. You know what I mean? I mean, I guess you can be that, but it's this energy is about giving equal importance to, say, your body and your mind, giving equal importance to home versus away, somewhere far away, giving equal importance, to like family and work, or things that are more grounded versus the spiritual. Like there's a balance that needs to be maintained as you're moving forward in your life. And because we're getting this clarified by the Queen of Swords, like the Queen of Swords is going to direct you. It is a energy of the mind, so it's like, thoughts and whatnot, like the abstract it could even be. But when I see it in this way, especially with the Queen of Swords, it's like when you are planning and coordinating and creating your life, make sure to create it in a more grounded way where as above is the same as below. Like it needs to be equal. It needs to be, I really hope I'm making sense here. It needs to hold equal weight and importance. You cannot give more weight into growing knowledge and you don't have that grounded root. So you're like, you're not able to take care of yourself, basically. Like I'm over here and I'm doing all this. I mean, think of that person who's an overworker, who is working all the time and they don't have the time to be at home with their family, nurturing those relationships and taking care of that aspect of their lives. And then they're wondering why when their kids grow up they are directionless and they don't have basic life skills or whatever it is that the kids are missing out on. It's because they were never given the opportunity. They weren't nurtured in that same way that they needed. And you cannot be surprised if you're not there because you're not spending enough time at home as you would be out in the world. Like, hopefully this is making sense, but I think Mother Earth is trying to tell us about being balanced and making sure we maintain that balance as we move forward and not to get too excited, because if we're too top heavy, you fall over. And then we have New Moon Promise. I love it. I'm thinking of the Promised Land. But I know this is not what Mother Earth is talking about. I really am getting the energy of everything's gonna be okay. Even though things are always shape shifting and moving and whatnot. Like there's always change happening. At the end of the day, everything's gonna be alright. And it's funny because I'm thinking about saying keeping things in balance. One thing that the earth and nature knows how to do is to balance some stuff. I don't know how nature knows when things are not in balance, but it knows how to balance. Like it's just, maybe that's just a natural law. Like order must be maintained. Balance must be maintained because it is always in balance. Even when we try to do something like as humans to change that balance, and we think we're being smart and creative and unique, Mother Earth is like, no, let me go ahead and rebalance that out for you. Let me maintain that balance. And so honestly, when I see these two cards, I always see it's darkest before the dawn. So if you're thinking like the world's going to end, everything's terrible, everything's wrong, and oh no, pollution and all this other stuff, it's like it's darkest before the dawn. There's always a solution. There's never a situation in which we as humans are going to have to like just be, what is the word? Left on our own, let's say, in a situation in which we cannot get out of, in a situation in which we cannot, like the earth wouldn't survive or something. Like all of those sci-fi movies and all of those like doomsday movies, those things, the energy I'm getting from Mother Earth is like, it's all gonna be fine. Like everything's okay. Like that's the promise that I can give you, is that I will always be here. That's the type of energy that I'm feeling. Like even if it seems so bad, and even if it seems like the world is almost over, I think during COVID we saw and realized how much that balance was able to go back. Like when we stayed inside, basically. We were seeing the animals coming out, things growing, rivers and stuff clearing up. Like it was like the balance and order was maintained instantly, and not instantly, but when we're talking about time, it was pretty quick. Basically saying you cannot mess up too much is what I'm getting and what I'm seeing. Even as hard as you try, as much as you think you can do, balance will always be maintained and restored. I love it. I don't know. I'm really getting the energy of Mother Earth. It's like, I got you. I know you're going through a lot. And it's so funny because sometimes, especially on Earth Day, we feel like we're going to save the Earth. We're going to save the world. We're going to make sure Mother Earth is going to be here for a long time. And it's like, I think it's us that we need to save. Because the Earth, she's been here. She's been through things that we could not survive. She's been hit by all kinds of asteroids. When Earth was first formed, she was basically molten rock. So we could have survived there. She was then went on to be mostly water with a very little land. We couldn't survive there either in that place. So it's just helping us to, I think she's helping us to see and understand, like, I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be good no matter what you do. You think you're doing to like pollute or mess up the Earth. It's you that you should be concerned about. We are the ones who need to drink the water, and we don't really have our own ways of filtering water without having to create these new creations. But the Mother Earth filters water herself. She knows how to do that. Like, there's natural filters there in this water. This earth, you need to drink water. I don't know if this is a good analogy, but it's like Mother Earth is self-sustainable. She knows how to take care of herself. It's like, what about us? What are the things that are important to us? What is it that we need? Those are the things that we should be focusing on and making sure we're good, making sure that we can have and last throughout the generations and generations and generations of us. And I was also getting another message about things not lasting. So I'm thinking about like ancient civilizations and what has stayed or lasted through the civilizations. And to be honest, I think it's the people. Like, even if the people had to go somewhere else, say, like a great migration of people, those people, their ancestors are still here. They're still around. Like, people don't just poof disappear. They disperse, they change, they intermingle, but it's like the DNA is still here. Another thing is like not just the written word, but like the ideas and the understanding of things. I feel like those things have lasted too. It's not like you can trace it back, like doing a DNA test. Let's trace back humans' knowledge of this and how humans just learned that and da-da-da. Can't trace that back, but it's like it has survived over these years and generations. So like the important things, those are the important things, like the relationships between each other, the things that are going to be passed down from mother to daughter, mother to son, family to family, like that type of thing, the things that get passed. Those are the things that we should be focusing on. Those are the things that are going to really, really matter. Maybe not so much style and fashion. That's going to change. It's going to change every season. It changes. So let's focus on the things that are really, truly important, is what Mother Earth is saying. And I also just wanted to get a card of advice. I already shuffled these. This is for the Earthcraft Oracle. I just think these cards are really pretty. I'm going to shuffle them off camera because these have some nudity in them. Let's see. Just one card of advice from Mother Earth. What do we need? What kind of advice do we need? She told us that things are going to shift and change. And to hold on to the things that are important. Okay, here is our card of advice. Prayer. Oh, look at this lady. She's all veiled. She's gorgeous. She's got all this adornments on her. Jewelry, flowers in her hair. She's got this beautiful veil over her, and she's wearing red. I'm going to read this prayer. What do you mean by prayer? So I'm just reading from the guidebook. You do not have to face your challenges alone. If you felt lost, lacking, or in need of support, it may be that you have lost your connection with the grounding energy of the earth. It's tempting to always appeal to the cosmic forces, sending prayers out into the universe to ancestors, to spirit guides, but the earth is always here to guide you along your path as well. Earth Mother is holding you in her arms with each step, if you only allow yourself to relax into her warmth and well-being. Her energy will help you build stronger foundations and show you the path of dedication, practicality, and long-term growth. Oh, I love it. Let's see. Mama Earth is always here for you, but she needs to know that you welcome her guidance. Prayer is one of the simplest ways to invite her into your spirit. It serves as a line of communication, carrying your hopes, dreams, gratitude, and calls for support. Offer your prayers to the earth in the same way that you would update a dear friend or a loved one. Speaking to Mother Earth in this sacred way establishes a connection that allows her to send you even more healing, abundance, nourishment, and guidance. Soon you will begin to hear her answers in the whisper of the wind, the lapping of waves, and the sweet songs of birds at your window. Oh, I love it. I feel like that is the perfect end to this reading, because I was saying Mother Earth has been through a lot. She's seen so much, and she's just saying, like, the things that are important are not the things that you think. They're gonna be the things that the things that you will carry you in with you in your one briefcase if you have to move on to the next and the next and the next things. And it doesn't have to be something physical. It can be, your family. It can be those relationships. It can be your favorite things to do. Like, it can be the joy that you feel once you're doing X, Y, or Z, or when you think about this, or those ideas that you have. Like, that kind of stuff is the things that are important. And if you ever feel overwhelmed, you ever feel like, oh my gosh, the world is going to end, or these things are going on and I just can't believe it. Like, when you ever get in your mind and you just don't feel like you're okay or everything's okay, it's like this prayer, like praying to Mother Earth, asking for guidance, for grounding, for like, just, you see how she's hugging herself? It's kind of like helping you remember that you are a part of the earth too. And you're going to be okay as well. Like, you are safe as well. Oh, I love it. I saw the other day, I don't remember, it might have been Twitter or whatever it's called now. Like, you know how we have these, as kids, we have these little dioramas of the planets, and it shows the sun and all the planets going around it, and it makes it seem like it's just stationary in this one little spot, and all the planets are going around it. But I saw this diagram, or saw this real life depiction of what's actually happening, and it's like the sun is hurtling through space and the planets are also hurtling through space, but while also spinning around the sun. I'm like, there is some complicated, complex looking stuff going on. Like, we are literally just flying through nothingness, flying through the void, flying through space on this planet. We're sitting on it, stuck on it. We've got all these things surrounding us as well. Like, I don't know, it just kind of helps to give me perspective, and like, no, I'm really taken care of, because I cannot steer a planet. I don't know how to hit the brakes if something's gonna hit us. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have no control when it comes over us orbiting the sun and then us going out and flying on this trajectory into space. But we just trust that we're gonna be okay, and we just trust that the earth knows how to turn right. We know the sun knows how to heat us right. Like, we have to trust all of that. And I think this prayer, like this grounding back into, like, I am not in control of nothing here. So I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to worry about what's going on over there, over here, whatever. I can just stay centered in within myself and trust and know that I am being taken care of and everything's good, because all this stuff is happening and I don't have anything to do with it. And so I don't need to worry about it. It's all good. I'm okay. I think getting back into that is what Mother Earth is trying to tell us. It's like everything's okay, but if you want to worry about something, make sure that you are putting yourself in a good position to be good when things change, because they're always going to change, because this is the nature of this planet of Earth. It will change. So make sure that you have everything that you need close to you. You're building your foundational solid ground, those relationships, even the place you live, the types of things that you fill your head with. Are they important? Will they be here tomorrow? What about 6 months from now? What about a year from now? What about 2 years from now? What is going to be here 2 years from now? Those are the things that I need to be focusing my energy on. Okay? Thank you so much for being in this reading. I'll see you in the next one.